Hey everyone, before we get into the episode, I want to give a quick thanks to a sponsor of this show, Liquid IV. As you know, recently we're all trying to get in better shape and better health, whether that's hydration, working out, eating better. So I started using Liquid IV because it's a category-winning hydration brand fueling your well-being, and their hydration multiplier is one of the best products you're missing in your daily routine. In just one stick, you get 5 essential vitamins and 2 times faster hydration than water alone. Use it first thing in the morning before a workout, when you feel run down, or after a long night out, if you know what I mean. But the things I would say I love about Liquid IV are its convenient packaging, how it makes me feel on a daily basis, the flavors, and how just one packet I can feel great for the whole rest of the day. My favorite flavors are strawberry lemonade, guava, acai berry, and then probably tropical punch. But as I was saying, one stick of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates you 2 times faster and more efficiently than water alone. With 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks, like some other companies that we're not going to mention this ad read, and it's also non-GMO and free from gluten, dairy, and soy. Liquid IV partners with the leading organizations for innovative solutions to help communities protect both their waters and their futures. So, get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use our code POPCORNPOD at checkout. Again, that's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using our promo code POPCORNPOD at liquidiv.com. Ready to shop Better Hydration? Use my link. Again, it is POPCORNPOD, POPCORNPOD, to save 20% off anything you order. Thanks to Liquid IV, and let's get started on this episode.
Welcome back, everyone, to episode... God dang it. Episode 106 of the Popcorn Podcast. I'm Tommy Cresta, alongside me my co-host Ryan Ferran. And today we are here to talk about Barbenheimer, one of the biggest movie events of the last couple of years. And we went and saw both Barbie and Oppenheimer last night. And before we get into any of that, Ryan, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good today. How about you?
Feeling pretty okay. JK is back in the MLB. Bryce Harper's playing first base. Nothing can go wrong.
I want to see how Harper does it first, but
That's why I don't want to. That's why I move the podcast up.
Yeah.
Because what's more important?
So what? JK's playing left now?
Yeah, Schwarber's DHing.
Good.
But before we move any further into the review, I did want to say something I meant to say on the last episode. We just wanted to say we are standing with SAG and with the Writers Guild. But at the same time, they don't want people to not see movies. I know there's a lot of people that are saying, oh, they don't want people to review movies. No, they don't want people talking about the studios, which we will not be talking about. We'll be talking about the directors and the actors. But we will not give any credit to the studios. And we're just talking about the movie because we love the movie. They want you to see the movie. It's not that we are just ignoring the fact that all these studios and certain higher-ups like Bob Iger, David Zaslav are all making way too much money, while certain people are not making enough to even live on their own. But I just thought that was something we should probably say because we forgot to say it on our last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you should still see the movies because the actors and writers still put in a lot of hard work. So it's you're supporting the studios definitely, but you're also supporting them, which is a good thing.
Yeah, because we're not seeing the movie for the companies that made these movies.
Yeah, exactly.
But so moving on from that, we are going to move into. I think we should do in the order we saw it.
Yeah,
think
that's
so.
fine.
So we'll talk about Barbie first, and I know a lot of people believe that you should have saw Oppenheimer first, cigarette and some coffee, some Oppenheimer, leave Oppenheimer, go out for some brunch, mimosas, go see Barbie. Well, we did the complete opposite way.
Yeah, we saw Barbie.
We went and saw Barbie, got our mood good, felt happy about it, and then went and saw Oppenheimer. And before we actually get into the actual review of Barbie or the review of Oppenheimer, I am very happy with seeing Oppenheimer second, because I would have thought about the entire time of Barbie.
Yeah, exactly. People have been saying like see Oppenheimer first, and it's all like depressed and stuff, and then go and see Barbie and cheer up. I think that sounds like a good time, but Oppenheimer is like it's not like soul crushing like people are making it out to be. But at the same time, it's gonna stick with you. And if you're going straight into Barbie after that, you're gonna be like, how did I get here? Like it's just gonna be
This is not
all of a sudden.
This is not
so
what I
different.
signed up for.
Yeah. So I think seeing Barbie first was good. because it's much shorter too. Obviously, under
Yeah.
2 hours, and Oppenheimer's 3 hours. But yeah, I think seeing Barbie first was a good, get into the movie, chill out, have fun, and then go see Oppenheimer.
Smile.
Yeah, enjoy
You
yourself.
don't do much of that in Oppenheimer. But now I guess going into the review of Barbie. This was directed by Greta Gerwig, and so far it's doing pretty well critically. And so far, just on the Thursday night showing, it made $22 million, which is insane because that's
Yeah,
better than a lot of movies. A lot of movies is box office. It's smaller films, I guess. But so far critically, it has a 7.7 out of 10 on IMDb, 90% Rotten Tomatoes score, and I believe it's a 90% critic score, 89% audience score, and then it also has an 86% on Google. I gave it a thumbs up on Google, helping out the cause.
yeah,
But I also learned the Google thing just goes, it's what percentage of people hit a thumbs up.
yeah. That makes sense.
I thought it was actually on the reviews, like the out of 5 down low.
Do they even have? I thought it was just
That's a
thumbs up,
whole.
thumbs down.
If you go down more, there's an actual review
Oh, okay,
out of 5, but that's a whole different rating system.
gotcha.
We're sitting at a 3.1 out of 10, out of 5, out of 5. But this film stars, as we know, Margot Robbie as Barbie, Ryan Gosling as Ken, Will Ferrell as the head of Mattel, Emma Mackey, Simu Lee, and I need this cast list because it's very, very big
It's
cast.
a lot. Michael Cera, Kate McKinnon.
Yeah, Michael
Yeah.
Cera played Alan, Kate McKinnon played Weird Barbie. I'm not gonna remember all the Barbies' names,
Yeah,
but America Farrah, she played
Ferrera?
Gloria.
yeah.
Uh, the girl played Sasha's name was Ariana Greenblatt, and her pictures has to be from like 10 years ago.
Yeah, that was
It's a long
that's
time
an
ago.
old picture. Yeah, definitely.
But then Kingsley Ben Adir, he was also in it. He played what version of the Ken? Issa Rae was in it. Uh, Nakuti Gatwa. For any of my fans that love Sex Education, those who know Emma Mackey's in it. He's also in. And Connor Swindles, who plays Aaron, is also in it. So it was a nice little reunion for the Sex Education cast. John Cena plays Mermaid Ken.
Yeah.
Anne Hathaway.
I don't remember her being
I don't
in
remember
this.
here. Dua Lipa plays Mermaid Barbie. And
Yeah.
just all around, it's a great cast, and there's a lot of people. But yeah. This is one of those movies that are going to be really hard to score, just because it's definitely over the top campy, over the top weird,
Yeah, absolutely.
and like it's everything that you need for a Barbie movie. And I did love it. I had a great time watching this, and I thought Ryan Gosling was amazing as Ken.
Yeah.
And he did
Definitely.
steal every scene.
Mhm.
But it's also hard because it's not like a normal movie.
No, like if you wanted to be an asshole, you could really pick this movie apart and be like, "Where is Barbie Land on the map?" Because in the beginning they show it and it looks like a real place, but where would that be on Earth? Like you could totally pick this movie apart if you wanted to be an asshole. But this is just a good time. Like it's just don't take it seriously at all. Just watch it and enjoy yourself.
The Barbie not being on the map is what that was something you thought
No,
of.
I'm saying it's not bothering me because it's a goddamn Barbie movie. Like you can take this apart and say like, why is this person acting like this if they're a real person? You know what I mean? Like Will Ferrell in this movie and all the Mattel guys, they act like Barbies the entire time, like they're goofy and like playing around and stuff.
Come on, that was great.
Yeah, it was great, but I'm saying you can say, why are the real people acting
Yeah.
like Barbies? You can pick this apart.
I just
very
love that
easily.
Will Ferrell, that everyone was just kissing his ass.
Yeah,
And
it was great.
he was hamming it up, and it fit this movie perfectly.
Everybody was.
And I will say, great job to Noah Baumbach and Greta Gerwig writing this, not making it too goofy, where it was like annoyingly goofy,
Yeah,
but enough campiness that like it was an enjoyable amount of
yeah, they
campy.
nailed it.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed the movie. Just going off my enjoyment, this is kind of like Asteroid City. I have it like an 88. I think
Ooh,
I'm gonna put it up there. I think I'm a little bit below Rotten Tomatoes, but much higher than IMDb.
what's IMDb have it at?
7.7.
Wow.
Yeah, so I guess I'm in between Rotten Tomatoes and Google right now. 90% to 86%.
Gotcha.
It's a fair range.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. I think I'm going to give it like an 84, 85. Like it was still a lot of
Yeah.
fun, but It's not a movie I'm rushing to see. I'm probably never gonna watch this again unless like I
What?
go and see it
I'm
with my
going to
sisters or
watch
something.
this again.
If my family wants to go and watch this, I'll see it again. But I'm never gonna like scroll on Netflix and be like, let's watch the Barbie movie on a Wednesday
I
night.
will.
Like, you know,
I will definitely be.
I know you
Ryan
will.
Gosling shirtless. I can watch that for hours and hours. But
He was the best part of this movie too.
he was, and I think we said this when the movie was announced, like the castings were announced. If anyone was ever gonna play Barbie and Ken, it's Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
They are the perfect choice. And
And they even mention it like the narrator says.
Helen Mirren was
Yeah.
the narrator.
hmm
I did like that line when she's like, "I'm not pretty anymore." And like the pause for the narrator's like, Margot Robbie's the wrong person to cast for that.
Yeah.
And then Ken was just a bumbling idiot, and I loved every second of it.
This movie is. I mean, I feel like we've said this for the past like 3 movies we reviewed, where we're like, this movie knows exactly what it is. This movie knows exactly what it is.
Oh, it
'Cause
does.
It's not a part of it is taking itself seriously. I mean, for the most part, like the fun parts are fun, but then you get like serious parts about like what it means to be a woman and stuff like that. That's pretty serious. But everything else is just jokey, good time, which is just super fun.
Yeah, and the movies that we had done before were Mission Impossible and Extraction 2 and Asteroid City. So yeah, movies that we all, because Indiana Jones, you weren't here.
It's an alright movie.
It was a very good. It was an all right movie. It was a very good Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah, it was definitely an Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah,
Just didn't love it.
I know. You liked it up until the end.
Yeah, I liked it up until he went back in time.
You can't just say that on the
Been out
review.
for a couple weeks.
But it did, and I really did think every Barbie played a Barbie perfectly.
Yeah.
And every Ken, it was just so funny how their world's backwards to what
Mhm.
our world pretty much is. And Ken's obsession with horses and everything, like just the whole fish out of water. I think I'm just kind of, what is it when like no matter what you're gonna like that style of a movie. So I have a soft spot.
Oh yeah.
I love the fish out of water movie.
But I like how they did it. Like normal fish out of water is like, oh my god, what does this do? What does this do? This one is just, I would like your finest job, please. Like he
Yeah.
just walks in with full confidence. He doesn't understand that people can say no to him. Like it's great.
Talking to the doctor was so funny.
Yeah.
Can I talk to a real doctor? I am a doctor. Can I talk to a man?
Can I get a clicky pen?
And a sharp thing. No.
Yeah.
Doctor. No, I definitely like this movie. I like the sets because it was awesome to look at. It was just
Yeah.
pink and plastic. Even the water.
Yeah.
And the way that they would fly through the air was so funny to me.
Mhm.
Because it looks so ridiculous and so cheap.
Yeah.
Yet this movie has like $100-something million budget.
Had a higher budget than
It
Oppenheimer.
did. Oh my god, I love Margot Robbie. I like just as an actress, like none of the other stuff
Yeah.
included.
She was great in this.
She was. She's Barbie. I mean,
I think she was the best. I think she was the best acting performance in this. But I think Ryan Gosling as Ken still steals every scene he's in.
yeah, no, I would agree with that.
Yeah, just every time he's in the scene. Like he's never taking anything seriously.
No.
Every scene with him is just a joke and it's always funny. Because he's just hamming it up so hard.
Wait, what does he say when she says, "I'm ready to be your long-term, low commitment"? He goes around the corner and says something.
I think he says like splendid or
That's what
something.
he did. He goes back. He's like,
No, sublime.
sublime. He's like, sublime, and then walks back around the corner. And the sets did look great. Every Barbie house looked
Mhm.
just like how they look when
Yeah.
they used to be in my basement. None of my siblings play with Barbies anymore.
Yeah.
But I just loved Kate McKinnon was funny because it was just
Yeah.
everyone knows someone who had that doll. That's hair was cut. It had Sharpie. We had a baby doll.
Really?
I named him Jamal. I used to throw him down the stairs. I was so mean to that baby doll. that was my weird Barbie.
Weird Barbie.
Yeah, I had it dressed as like Spider-Man. I'd throw him like a football spiral down my steps.
Nice.
And then his eyes now broken down. I still have it. It's in
Really?
my basement right now.
Nice.
Yeah. But
I don't know if I ever had one like that. I would have like a bunch of Lego clone troopers that I would just fucking demolish. But like,
Why?
it's just fun because I'd be like playing them like they're in a battle scene, and I'd be like, "Oh, something exploded!" Bah! And
One of
just
them
throw
just
them
goes
across the room.
flying.
Yeah,
It's a tag off my shirt.
it's great.
But I keep saying but this movie's hard to talk about. God, this is gonna be a short episode.
We can talk about how in the middle of the movie I realized this is basically just Elf, but
Better.
with Barbie. Yeah, better. Even though I love Elf, but I think this is a better movie.
Will Ferrell's in both of them.
Yeah, he is. But this is just the same thing of like not the same movie, but the way they go from
It's
Barbie land to
pretty
the real
similar.
world. Yeah, it's pretty similar. Where it's like, Will Ferrell and Elf is riding a iceberg, but everything in the background is like paper, like drawn. Like it looks like the set. They don't try to
Yeah.
make it look real. It's
Just
the
like
same
how
thing with
Barbie did.
Yeah, which is just fun.
I loved Ken going back by himself. He's
Mhm.
trying to pedal the bike. He's just struggling.
Yeah.
Simu Lee was funny.
He was funny.
I like him.
I think Kingsley Ben-Adir was my favorite Ken besides Ryan
He
Gosling.
was funny.
Yeah.
My
Because when Margot Robbie, your feet drop, and he's like, he's just dry heaving.
because they don't actually throw up.
Yeah.
That was another funny. I like when the ongoing joke about the drink.
Mhm.
There's nothing in it, and then finally she
Yeah.
gets water and just dumps on her face.
She's just
I'm not
nothing in
used to
there.
that. And the water, there is no water in the shower,
Mhm.
but she like freaks out like there is.
Yeah. Maybe when she drinks the expired milk,
Yeah.
there's nothing
It
there.
just says expired. It says cow milk.
Yeah.
No, oh my god. And then the mirror that she's doing her hair in is just not a mirror.
Mhm.
It's just a thing with a
Yeah.
hole. And then just waving all the Barbies. I
Mhm.
want to know where the Kens live. They brought that
Yeah.
up eventually.
Yeah, even Margot Robbie was like, I don't know where the Kens live.
Like, where do Kens live? I don't actually
I
know.
don't know. Just beach. They just live on beach.
Can I work here? No, not out there.
I don't know how to swim. Can I just work just beach?
Just beach. Ken
It
is
was-
beach. No, Ken. The whole movie is just a whole thing for finding yourself. Is the whole point of this movie
Yeah, pretty much.
because everyone, I guess, finds themselves.
Mhm. This is definitely more like woman-oriented movie. You know what I mean? Like, not
Yeah.
that guys can't enjoy it, but like we.
But it's
both
aimed
enjoyed it.
towards girls.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
is a
the-
Barbie movie.
Yeah, the message is like,
Empowering. And
yeah, definitely. So
they were so mean to Barbie in the real world.
they were.
You fascist. I was like, damn. Why are you so mean to Barbie? And then Issa Rae drops the F bomb, but it's bleeped. And
Yeah.
it says Barbie around.
That's
Oh, no, it
good.
says
It's
Mattel around her mouth.
I'm surprised Mattel let them use Mattel as just a straight bad guy.
Yeah.
Like they seem so evil.
But they weren't even like bad.
Yeah, but it was like comic-y.
Yeah.
evil. Like it was.
They were like the twirling your mustache bad
Yeah,
guys.
exactly.
I like when he's like, I'll just climb the cubicle. It'll be faster. And they're like, no, sir. No, you just hear him fall.
Yeah.
It was just such simple, like, child humor. But
Yeah,
in this
definitely.
movie, it fits.
Totally.
And the end of the movie was funny. Her appointment she goes to.
Oh yeah.
It was just
That was
so
good.
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
The husband was funny. You only see him like 2 seconds, but he's always trying to learn Spanish.
Yeah. It was good.
I'm trying to think.
It was definitely more PG-13 than I thought it would be.
It was. I said to
there's-
my dad, I don't know if Annie can see this.
Yeah, like it's not strictly a kids movie.
No, they definitely make some jokes.
Yeah, it's a very much PG-13 movie where it's like they make jokes about penises and vaginas fairly often.
Yeah,
Like,
he doesn't have a penis.
Yeah.
I have
I-
all the male privates.
I have all the genitals.
all the genitals. Oh my! I really liked this movie. It was so much fun.
It was a good time.
But like it was just happy. Like it was nice.
Mhm.
It was nothing like you have to go into like deep thought.
Yeah,
You just could enjoy yourself watching it. And I think that's
yeah.
I think that's kind of what we need.
Yeah, I agree. And I think if you're going into this expecting like, oh, this is a Barbie movie, like they're just gonna act like Barbies. Like they really act like Barbies. Like they'll fall on the ground. There's cartoon sprinkles that pop up,
Oh
sparkles.
my god, when they
Like, it
go
is-
and the
Yeah.
sparkles. Oh, I
Yeah.
love this movie.
Like whatever kind of Barbie movie you're expecting, expect Barbier.
Yeah.
Because it's just like they don't shy away from them being dolls.
Yeah.
At all.
Oh, you know the scene with the dog that poops the little
Yeah.
beads? I have that.
Really?
Yeah, they turned his tail and poop came out. It was just a little plastic ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked all the discontinued Barbies. That was funny.
The one,
The pregnant one.
the
Will
pregnant one
Ferrell
was
just
funny.
screams.
No, the one was the puberty Barbie. If you twisted its arm,
Oh yeah.
it increased.
Yeah.
I have a TV in my back. Whose dream is that? It was funny seeing all the discontinued Barbies.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun just seeing all the different variants, the, the different types of Barbies that they had
Yeah.
out there.
Mm-hmm. And I like when Glory at the end. I mean, we're spoiling this entire thing, but like at the end when she's like, "Why can't we just make an ordinary Barbie?" And Will Ferrell's like, "That sounds terrible," and the guy behind him's like, "That's gonna make a lot of money."
He's
And
like, I
"This-
love it.
I love it."
And the scene was actually kind of sad with the late Ruth, who for those who don't know, created Barbie. It was like a sad scene, and like not sad, but like emotional because it showed like all the videos of the moms and daughters.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. And then that song. Why did they pick the saddest song I've ever heard of?
I don't know.
It was so sad.
Yeah, Rhea Perlman was the like perfect, just gray mom. For
She
that.
was.
Yeah, she was great. She's got to get in Sunny at some point
The season's over.
in the future.
I didn't know that though.
Oh wait, that was it.
That was it.
Huh.
Season 16 finale.
I knew it was 8 episodes. I didn't realize 8 came out already.
Yeah, that's the Dennis one.
Gotcha. Yeah, but
Now
Rhea
looking
Perlman-
back on it, I can see why.
yeah,
but,
it'd be funny if she was like Frank's mistress. Or
Yeah.
something. Like
I love when they bring in different people for Frank. I'm
Mhm.
sad we didn't see Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
I'm not spoiling. It's always sunny. I don't care.
Have you ever seen that behind the scenes thing though, when Danny DeVito first got on the show,
No.
and they made like a fake behind the scenes video of like McElhenney leaves. He goes to Charlie's whatever, not RV,
Trailer.
yeah, trailer, and he's like, "Hey, you got to go below Danny for us because he's got to stay on." The whole thing is like it's Danny DeVito being like, "All right, it's time." And then Rhea Perlman's sitting there with the camera, and she's like, "Don't stop, you better do this."
Really?
So funny.
She's in it? Oh, it's his wife.
Yeah.
I always forget that.
Mm-hmm.
I did try to tell me they got divorced.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't think they
I don't
have.
think so I don't know.
What was I going to
They
say?
could. I just don't know.
Yeah, nothing I had heard of has said that they were divorced.
Mhm.
Damn, I was going to say something before you went off on that little speech.
Tangent.
Damn it, Ryan.
What do you got?
I can't remember.
Gotta jog your memory.
No, it's not going to work.
Try looking. I heard a trick. You just look both ways really fast and jogs your memory.
I'm not doing that on
That's
video.
it.
That sounds.
I heard it-
If it was an audio version, I would. Not
I heard it
all
on
the
Brain.
people staring at me.
I heard it on Brain Games in 2012. Did you guys try it?
It's brain games.
You don't remember Brain Games?
No.
It was on
Was it the
like
guy in the robot?
Discovery Channel.
Oh.
No, it was some like thing he would go around and do like puzzles and stuff. It was like, like
You were watching this in
Things in school.
2012?
dude, Brain Games was a
You're
banger.
10 years old? 9
Yeah.
years old?
Maybe even further. It might have been like 2014, 2015. Brain Games was
2023.
awesome. Yeah, I still watch
You're
Brain
watching
Games.
brain games.
Brain Games
Gotta
was
keep the
awesome.
brain young.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I was gonna say. I'm kind of annoyed. I had a valid point. I feel like I was gonna bring up a valid point about the Barbie movie. Oh, damn it! I can't remember what I was gonna say. What are we looking at? Oh, we're 21 minutes in. I think we can move over to Oppenheimer. There's more to say.
Yeah, I think Barbie is.
Exactly what it was. Exactly what it needed to be good.
Yeah. No, it's just a good time. It's not a movie. It's gonna change your life.
It's gonna get
just,
nominated for Best Picture.
You think?
I do.
All right.
Maybe
think-
not Best Picture. I think it'll get nominated.
Might get nominated for like
Set
sets
the
or something
set,
like that.
costume
Yeah.
design, because there are
Mhm.
all the Barbie out. I really think Ryan Gosling could get nominated.
Good. Margot Robbie could too.
Yeah. I think the next movie's gonna have nominees.
Definitely. Yeah. Barbie was just a good time, and whatever as Barbie as you're expecting it to be, expect more because it just doesn't shy away at all.
Oh no, it doesn't. This is
it leans
full-fledged.
into it as hard as possible in the best way possible.
I'm trying to pull up my quick review of Oppenheimer.
Mm. Did you write something on Letterboxd?
Yeah. I
Nice.
started really using Letterboxd.
Good.
22 followers.
Wow.
Go check me out on Letterboxd.
See how many followers I have on Letterboxd.
Okay. So, Oppenheimer. This is my quick little review. I gave it 5 stars. I said this film was the true definition of a masterpiece in its writing, visuals, acting, sound design, everything in between. Cillian Murphy gives a once-in-a-lifetime performance. This film has lived up to the hype. I truly loved every second. That was my quick little review.
Nice.
But Oppenheimer. It's directed by Christopher Nolan, and it stars every living being that's ever lived on this earth.
Yeah.
It is currently sitting at 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think it actually has a higher audience score than critic score.
Was
It's
it?
93% critic score, 94 audience score. Critics so far are saying about Oppenheimer marks another engrossing achievement from Christopher Nolan that benefits from. I just messed myself up. That benefits from Murphy's tour de force performance and stunning visuals. I would completely agree with that. Don't laugh at me.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm looking at the cast list right now. David S. Malchin's character name was just listed as actor.
Really? It was like Bortum.
Hmm?
It was something like that, his character.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
Okay.
I think just before we start reviewing this, I think we're just going to refer to all the characters as the actors' names because there's so many.
I was going to
goddamn
refer to Killian as either him or
You can say
Robert,
Oppenheimer and-
Oppie.
names. Yeah, I only remember Oppenheimer and Strauss because they just kept saying them, but all the other ones, I don't remember. I mean, I remember like Kitty.
I remember
Emily Blunt's
Lawrence.
wife. Yeah, and Teller, Benny Safdie, but that's kind of it.
Yeah. Truman.
Yeah, which isn't a bad thing.
No.
There's just a lot of people in this movie.
Okay, so your first person is Killian, your last person is Jock Peck on the top row, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go through the first name of the cast people. You'll do the second line.
Oh, you're going all these.
Yeah,
Huh?
we're going to run through. So, second line, and I'll do the third line. You do the fourth line. Still is a pretty little bit of well-known people. Actually, you just do 3 through the end. Because it's only, but like only say the people you think are important enough.
What do you mean?
They're not all important enough.
Yeah, Gary Oldman's not important.
Okay, so we have Cillian Murphy, who played J. Robert Oppenheimer. Robert Downey Jr. plays Louis Strauss. Florence Pugh as Jean Tatlock. Emily Blunt as Kitty Oppenheimer. Jack Quaid as Richard Fenman. Matt Damon as Lise Groves. Rami Malek as David Hill. Devin Bostick, Roderick, played Seth Nedemeyer. Josh Peck made Kenneth. His name cuts off. Ryan.
Tom Conti played Albert Einstein. Great cameo, by the way. David Douse Malchin, he played actor. Emma Dumont played Jackie Oppenheimer. I don't remember her being in the movie,
Neither
but
do
that's great. Josh Hartnett played Ernest Lawrence. Walter White played Werner Heisenberg.
Why'd you say Walter White?
Heisenberg.
I know,
The
but
joke.
Matthias, he's from Army of the
Matthias?
Dead.
Yeah, he was the
The safecracker.
Matthias.
Don't even attempt it.
Schwagenhofer? I don't know. It looks like that.
It looks like a name.
With all due respect. Dylan Arnold as Frank Oppenheimer, Dane DeHaan as Kenneth Nichols, Gary Oldman as Harry S. Truman, and Casey Affleck as Boris Pash.
Then we had Benny Safdie as Edward Teller, Alex Wolf as Luis Alvarez, Gustav Skarsgård as Hans Beth, Kenneth Branagh as Niels Bohr, Jason Clarke as Roger Robb, and Auden Eckhart as Richard Feynman. Wait, who else played? Huh.
What?
Two of the they messed up somehow. Jack Quaid and Auden Eckhart have the same character name.
Really?
But they're not the same person.
Yeah. And then we got James Darcy as Patrick Blackett, Matthew Modine as Vannevar Bush, David Krumholtz as
These people are not all important.
well, be nice.
Tony Goldwyn.
All right, I'm just gonna say the names: Tony Goldwyn, Scott Grimes, Robert Pugh, Luis Lombard, Danny DeFerrari, Jesus. Jefferson Hall is in it. I don't feel like saying any more names.
That's the only one that was the
That's
last
just
one that
all.
actually mattered.
Yeah,
So this was a nice little reunion for the Halloween trilogy cast.
yeah. Now I'm just curious if James Darcy is related to Emma Darcy.
Mm.
So I didn't know that was his last name. I just remember him playing. He was Jarvis in Agent Carter.
There was a different actor playing. Oh, Jarvis.
Yeah, no, he was like his dad's butler. Like he was the real guy.
Oh.
Yeah. Good show.
Well, while Ryan's doing that, I'll read you guys down the synopsis of the movie. During World War II, Lieutenant General Leslie Groves Jr. appoints physicist J. Robert Oppenheimer to work on the top secret Manhattan Project. Oppenheimer and a team of scientists spend years developing and designing the atomic bomb. This movie, as I said, was directed by Christopher Nolan. The music was composed by Ludwig Göransson, one of my favorite composers that are working today. And the cinematography was by, again, Hoyt van Hoytema. Hoytema? Hoytema? Am I saying that right?
No idea. Where are you looking?
Hoyt van Hoytema, the cinematographer.
Looks great to
That's
me.
what I think it is. He almost does all of Nolan's films.
Okay.
And, of course, Christopher Nolan directed this movie and wrote it, as I already stated. And this movie sits at 3 hours exactly. It's considered a war drama. And me and Ryan, I know we're going to have very different opinions on this movie.
I don't think it's gonna be that different.
I think it's going to be very different.
You think?
Yes.
We should give it like a 99 or something.
Okay, I'm not that high. No, there's one movie that's ever reached that pinnacle.
Yeah.
Goodfellas.
Okay.
Only movie I give it a 99 is it.
It's not like Sandlot or anything.
No.
Robots.
I forgot we talked about robots.
Yeah.
I truly believe this movie will go down. I'm not saying everyone's gonna believe this, but I truly think when people like cinephiles talk about movies that had the biggest impact and were some of the biggest, most important films to ever be made, this movie will be looked at that just the same way Goodfellas was looked at now. Shawshank's looked at. I think all these movies, this will be in that exact same conversation. I think this is the best Christopher Nolan will ever make.
Wow.
And I think Cillian Murphy, as I said in my letterbox review, I truly believe he gave a once in a lifetime performance in as Robert Oppenheimer.
Yeah, he was great. I think maybe you did like this a little bit more than me. I still loved it, but I think you're right. This has the opportunity. Like if it keeps moving and the pace is going, people keep talking about it and seeing it. I think it does have the chance to become like one of the classics of our time. Like maybe not up there with Goodfellas and Shawshank, but at the same time, I think people are going to look back at like, the 2020s as a whole and pick out Oppenheimer as one of the better movies in that time.
Yeah.
I think it definitely could be.
And
Unless
I'm sorry.
yeah, unless like something else comes out and just blows us away. But especially for like this isn't like a straight biopic, but more or less like it's
It is
it's,
I took it as like a biopic.
yeah, but it's not like your classic biopic. It's more, it's more about how it's less about Oppenheimer's life in general and more about Oppenheimer making the nuclear bomb. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But yeah, no, I think people are going to remember this movie for a very long time. Definitely.
Yeah, no, and I love, and because I think as much as people maybe a lot of people don't want to think this way, Oppenheimer is a hero. He
Yeah.
he created a nuclear bomb, and we know that it was used
Yeah.
twice. Two of them were used, and we know the outcome of that. We know what happened. We know all the tragic deaths that came from it. But at the same time, he was a hero to those soldiers, the U.S. soldiers who were over there and they were stuck there, and they knew that there was
Yeah.
no winning this war against the Japanese force.
Yeah.
And so
That's true.
he is a
don't know
hero.
Yeah, I don't know if hero is the right word, but like,
Hero to them.
yeah, to them.
Yeah.
But at the same, like, you have to say that he changed the world. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's-
He blew
yeah,
up the
you can't
entire
argue
world.
that. Mhm.
Changed the world. But no, I just because you see it so often. I feel like nowadays you see a lot of movies that try and do the ensemble cast, and it just doesn't work. I feel like when you start putting too many actors in a movie,
Mhm.
Avengers did it somehow multiple times,
Yeah.
and it worked. But we've seen like Amsterdam not work. We've seen the Death of the Nile. Those kind of movies just don't work.
Yeah.
But then you see Wes Anderson and Christopher Nolan are able to do it time and time again. And now Christopher Nolan probably is one of the biggest cast of all time.
Yeah.
With some of the best actors of the last 30 years
Mhm.
all coming together to do this movie. And that's why I think it holds up. I think everyone did their part perfectly. And as I said something stupid last night that as I sat and thought about it, I was definitely wrong. Robert Downey Jr. was fantastic in this role. I was watching the trailers
Yeah.
and I was like, he was really good. I was like,
Everybody was
I think I was just mad at him because of how the movie
Yeah.
goes down. And it becomes like a courtroom thriller. The
Yeah.
whole movie's the race to build the bomb, and then that happens. And
Mhm.
this isn't a spoiler. This is
But-
true events.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say the other stuff, but then it kind of becomes like a thriller, like drama thriller,
Yeah.
courtroom.
For the most part, it
Yeah.
does cut back and forth throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's like the beginning. I don't know. 2/3 of it are building the bomb, intercut with the courtroom scenes, and then after the bomb, it goes straight to like full on courtroom stuff.
And I did love some of those. I liked the smaller room more than the big courtroom.
So did I.
Those scenes were intense,
Yeah.
and they just felt more personal. I guess 'cause it's so small and
Mhm.
was so close together.
Yeah.
And who was it? Jason Clark
Hmm.
killed it.
He was
He-
great. Yeah.
and
He's always great.
He really he was good throughout the movie. That one scene where him and Oppenheimer come face to face for it
Mhm.
is a great scene.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Christopher Nolan does, as I think Cillian Murphy said it. Working with Christopher Nolan, everyone came with their A game because
Yeah.
everyone knew that they're working with one of considered one of the greatest directors ever.
Yep.
And so everyone came ready to act, ready to play their part perfectly.
Yeah. And you can see it. And
It
I think
shows.
Yeah, I think the thing, like you were saying, how a lot of big ensemble movies fail is that they get all these actors and they say, okay, well, all of these actors have to have, this long amount of time on screen. And that's when movies get jumbled. What this movie does is getting Gary Oldman, one of the best actors of all time, and by far one of the best actors of our time. He's in the movie for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, you look at this cast list and you say, like, oh my God, how are they going to have this many famous people? Really loud siren.
It was a loud siren.
You look and you're like, how are they going to have this many people in this movie? It's that a lot of these people only have like a minute of screen time.
Yeah.
It works. But I think at the same time, having that many people, like you were saying, with you like the smaller courtroom scene better than the bigger one with Robert Downey Jr. I agree, because throughout the movie, the Robert Downey Jr. one, I was super lost and never went back to that because they're just throwing so many names and there's so many people that you just don't. It's hard to follow
Yeah.
all of it. So I think this is a movie that it's really good, but if you're not paying attention, you're gonna fall behind.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a movie you got to watch multiple times to fully understand it. And that's not saying you can't watch it and be like, oh my God, this is awesome once. But if you really, especially the courtroom stuff, to really like get it and understand it, you got to watch this multiple times to just get the names down and understand who they're talking about, who did what, why this is, a problem. Yeah. So I think all the building bomb stuff was much better than the courtroom stuff, in my opinion. But at the same time, the smaller courtroom with Jason Clark and Oppenheimer, it was great.
Yeah.
I love that part. I just think the Robert Downey Jr. stuff, while it was still good, and when I understood it more at the end, because we just know more stuff about the story
Yeah.
as a whole, I liked it a lot more. But in the beginning parts, when it was cutting back and forth, I was not a fan of that part of the movie.
No, that's probably one of my reasons it's not higher on my score. Is like what you're saying in the end of the first act, second act, when they're using the bigger courtroom scene. You hadn't met everyone yet, so it was kind of confusing.
Yeah.
Because they would start talking about someone, and I would be like, I haven't met them yet. But
Mhm.
that's why I think towards the end of the film, in the third act, when they mainly focus on all the Strauss's court case, I just thought that's when it kind of got good.
Yeah.
Because it found itself and you knew everything they were talking about. Alden Ehrenreich was surprisingly really good and
Yeah,
had a
he's really
huge
good.
part in this movie. And I loved in the trailer we hear that very consistent booming noise. Sounds like a clap.
It sounds like a train coming through.
Yeah. But you know what I'm talking about? It's like
Yeah.
the loud bang that you keep hearing throughout the trailer. And it's just people
Yeah,
the whole
it gets
time.
like
And that's what it ends up being throughout the movie. You hear the noise a couple of times. You hear when people clapping, when they're stomping. You hear it throughout the movie. And I think the visuals are also off the charts.
Mhm.
Like, just, it's pretty to look at.
Yeah.
It's all really there, which Christopher Nolan's right. It makes it more realistic to the people watching it. Like, it makes you feel like you can actually go through the screen and you can be wherever they are, and you
Yeah.
can because it was a real thing.
Hmm. And 70 millimeter was also amazing. It was just every part of it was just so crisp.
Some 70mm film that we got from.
Is that actually 70 millimeter, or is that
70mm?
just that
That's
is?
why it's so big.
Measure it out.
No. But it said when they gave it, it said take 70mm. No, normal film's so tiny. This is huge.
Yeah, I know.
It's pretty cool though.
Yeah, it is neat.
Of course, Christopher Nolan did it.
Yeah, but I mean, you could see every pore on
Everyone's face.
everything. It was
Kelly
crazy.
Murphy did look sickly ill throughout that movie.
He did.
So thin.
Yeah.
And this movie, as much as I'm saying how great this movie is, the same thing with The Departed. I love The Departed. Sometimes they over sexualize something that doesn't need to be part of this movie. There's a scene in the small courtroom.
Oh yeah.
That's like Emily Blunt seeing Cillian Murphy having sex with Florence Pugh
Yeah.
because he's admitting that he spent the night with her in the courtroom sequence. But it was just weird because everyone else is sitting there normal and he's sitting naked and she's on top of him.
Yeah.
It was just something weird. I didn't mind them sitting naked talking.
Yeah.
It was that was weird.
Yeah. It was also the fact that that was like the only time that happened in the movie. Because in other movies, they kind of do that where it's like they'll show somebody doing one thing and then like they're still in that room, but they're imagining what they were doing, what they're talking
No,
about.
I
So
know
they'll,
what
like
you
show
mean,
them
but they
physically.
never did again, which was weird.
Yeah, it was an out of nowhere thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then like I loved everything about him before he even got into the making the bomb. I loved just learning about him.
Yeah.
And then just Christopher Nolan's way of we finally understood why it's in black and white and the color. All the colored scenes are from his perspective. It's the first person you're watching it. And then not POV, but it's in the first
Yeah.
person it was written. And then everything that's in black and white is not, which was really cool because I don't know, it was just such a distinct decision, and it definitely took some time for me to completely understand that.
Yeah.
But then once it like clicked, I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like that's a
Yeah.
cool decision to make. I don't know. I really like this movie.
Yeah.
I
And
love this movie.
I'll bet you in like a month or so, Nolan's gonna come out and be like, "No, that's not what the black and white meant." Like we're gonna be so off
I'm telling you, that's what it is.
every time. It's just Nolan's like, "No."
He's
that's-
like, it's
that's not what it
aliens.
meant. It's time. Everything's time.
He does love his physics.
He loves time. Yeah.
He loves all of that. But yeah, no, this movie is. I don't care. You might not like people might not like this movie. If you go see it, it's not for everyone.
It's long.
It is long, and that's
Definitely you feel it.
I didn't feel it. I don't know. This was one of those movies. My phone lit up at one point. I just like turned it to see
Yeah.
what time it was, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like I thought we were much shorter into this movie than where we're at.
And even for me, like I still really enjoyed the movie, but at the same time,
It was also 9:20 when it started.
yeah. But like after the bomb goes off and the courtroom stuff starts, and I'm like, okay, come on. That's when the movie really started dragging for me. Like it was just that part of the movie was just too long, in my opinion.
That's
But
fair.
I still think great movie.
Yeah, and this that kind of goes into the point about him. I'm going to say now, it's not this movie's not for everyone, and that's fine. Not every movie everyone has to love. That's
Mhm.
kind of the point of art. Everyone has a different opinion, but it's one of those movies I think even if you don't like it, you understand how special this is. Like
Yeah.
this is something that might never be done again by anyone else.
Yeah, I
Doing
mean, he's
70mm IMAX making of a bomb,
yeah, he made a fucking
legitimately
movie.
made the bomb, and you bring a cast like this together and it all worked. Like
Mhm.
like there's definitely issues. That's why the movie's not 100.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like it worked majority of the movie,
Yeah.
which makes it so impressive for a guy that I'm not the biggest Nolan fan, and I've
Mhm.
said this before. But this is by far my favorite Nolan movie.
Yeah, I think we have like similar opinions on Nolan, where he makes movies look incredible, but the story is usually like back end. Like Nolan movies are usually like genuine 80s or something like that, but looks wise and like usually science wise, they're 10 out of 10.
Yeah, like it's incredible what he did with Interstellar and all the stuff like.
Yeah.
But I think the story of Interstellar lacks.
Mhm.
Tenet actually is one of the few movies I think the story worked for me.
Yeah.
And the visuals also work because I think it's just a very cool concept.
Yeah.
But I truly did love this movie, and I know there's gonna be people who don't love it. I really want to see Matt's reaction
Yeah.
because Matt does not like long movies. He
Mhm.
said Prisoners was too long, which is only 2.5. But he loves the Batman. He doesn't mind the Batman being 3 hours.
Mhm.
So it'd be cool to see other people's reactions to this.
I did love the picture of the dude with TikTok open. He's like, shit's so goddamn
Oh, and it's
long."
Ice Spice on his phone. Yeah, that was funny. It didn't bother me. I don't think the runtimes never really bother me as long as I'm enjoying myself.
Mhm.
Because nothing's worse than a long movie that's not good.
Yeah.
That
Like Return of the King, 4 hour cut.
was beautiful.
Most of the movie was
That was
good.
epic.
I'm so tired.
It was also at like 9 o'clock. That
Yeah.
that was just a bad decision.
And they had the whole D&D or whatever
But
thing
that
before.
you can't put that on me. I didn't know that was gonna be a thing.
But I do put it on you.
I know.
Because I got home at like 2.
I really thought Elijah Wood was just coming on to thank everyone for celebrating with
So
him.
did I. And they're like, board game time, bitches.
D&D, baby. But yeah, no, Oppenheimer is. It's so funny because he's not like a great man. He's a bad dude.
No, he was cheating on his wife constantly. I mean,
Wives.
yeah, he did it more than the movie shows because the movie really only shows Florence Pugh, and they mentioned one other thing, but he was,
He had cheated on his other wife with Emily Blunt.
yeah, he was moving around.
Yeah. He was a womanizer.
Yeah.
Egotistical, womanizer. That was a great scene with Matt Damon's just listing off other things people say about him. He's like, but you're still here. Like, he's just so egotistical, but he knows exactly what he's saying. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he is the guy that's normally going to be the smartest man in the room.
Yeah.
Unless it's math. Because he says he's like, I'm not good at math.
Yeah, I think Nolan did a really good job of trimming down all that stuff where it doesn't make him seem like the worst guy in the world, but at the same time making him seem like not the best.
Yeah, like we know he's a dick.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing wrong with saying that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's one of the most important people in history.
Yeah.
Not just American, like in the world.
World history. He changed the world.
Yeah.
You can't argue that. He changed the world forever.
Yeah, and they did such a great job explaining that with him on the magazines, the way everyone wanted to take pictures of him wherever he went.
Yeah.
And he is a genius. He's kind of like a mad scientist if you think about it. He just
Basically.
made an atomic bomb.
Yeah.
And then I liked hearing about the hydrogen bomb because that's something I know a little bit more about.
Mhm.
Like I didn't know much about Oppenheimer, but I knew about making the hydrogen bomb and how much problems that caused, how they kept the Manhattan Project alive through that and all that kind of stuff. But it was cool to just hear that Oppenheimer was not in favor of making it.
Yeah.
Because he knew it would be too big. There's no target that needs that. And he just
Mhm.
explained with the atomic bomb.
Yeah.
Even though both of them were pretty vague.
Yeah. Because the only reason he really made it, and this is also history, is just because the Germans were there too. And they were like, this is terrible, but if it happens to us, we don't want it to happen to us. You know, it's us or them, and we have to beat them. And that's the basis of the movie.
We love just beating Russians.
Yeah.
Why is I wonder why. Sports, science, life,
Yeah.
freedom.
Yeah. Who's got a flag on the moon, bitch?
Well, if you believe that. Stanley Kubrick directed the moon landing. No, that's for a different episode. That's like for a different
Coming
time.
to Patreon. Tommy's gonna tell you the moon landing's fake.
I'm not saying it's not real,
Goddamn.
but why haven't we been back? Why isn't it televised anymore?
hard.
But they could do it then. It's hard now. We have improved.
No, back then it was a race to beat the Russians. Now it's just like there's no point. We already know what's going on.
We should put a base on the moon.
I don't think you want a base on the moon. You gonna live on the moon?
Yeah.
You're gonna be like Matt Damon in the Martian.
Yep. Growing potatoes.
One of my favorite scenes in that movie is when he's like, you know, the definition of a pirate, somebody who takes their own land. So technically, I'm a space pirate. That sounds pretty bad. Like that movie's so good because Matt Damon is just a dude the entire time. Like he doesn't act like a scientist. Like he's not nerdy.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he's just a dude. It's great.
You know, up until like 3 years ago, I didn't know Ridley Scott directed that.
You didn't?
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
I need to watch that again.
You ever seen how when he's like launching off to get back to the ship with his friends on it, and he starts like crying?
Yeah, that's
You ever hear
like
him
the
talk
end,
about
right?
that? Yeah, like
Yeah.
the end when he's escaping Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever hear him talk about that? So he filmed all the scenes in the beginning where he gets left behind. That was filmed like first. So he worked with like Pena and whoever else was in that movie. I forget. Was it Jessica Chastain? Somebody
It's
it
been a
may have
while.
been. I don't remember who it was. But he said like he had worked with all those guys in the beginning and became friends with them, and then like months of shooting the rest of the movie, and he never got to see him again. He was just alone the entire time. So when he got in the ship, which they filmed like towards the end, he heard their voices again, and he just started like crying because he was hearing his friends for
Really?
the first time again. Yeah,
Holy shit.
because he was just alone the entire movie.
It is
More
true.
or
And a
less.
lot of the camera footage is a webcam.
Yeah.
Huh. That probably was not a fun shoot.
Probably not.
If it was Jessica Chastain, that's the second space movie they've been in together. They're
it?
both in Interstellar.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah. But back to Oppenheimer.
I think.
Matt Damon was great in Oppenheimer.
Yeah, it was Jessica Chastain.
It was.
Yeah.
2 space movies.
Okay, Sebastian Stan's in it.
That man just shows up in projects.
Yeah. I do love Donald Glover in that movie too.
Donald Glover's in The Martian.
Yeah, he's like a scientist, helps him get back.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, I've seen this movie once
Really?
when it first came out, and I really enjoyed it.
I haven't seen it in a while either. It's a good movie.
Hmm.
Mark, not Mark Wahlberg. The character's name is Mark, so it threw me off. Matt Damon won Best Actor for this? Forget.
Has
I
he
know
ever
was
won an
nominated.
Oscar?
I
I
don't
don't think
remember.
so. Cillian Murphy, for all you betting people out there, bet on him to win the Oscar. He's gonna do it. He's gonna pull it out. The Oscars love biopics.
I do.
They do. They're
Yeah.
Hollywood darlings. But yeah, no, I highly recommend you all check this movie out. I've said my piece. I think it's gonna go down as one of the greatest movies of all time. Maybe if that's a little too much, it could go down as one of the most well-made movies of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Could go down as Nolan's best movie of all time. I truly loved it. I'm gonna go see it again before I can truly say where it ranks for my movies, because you always get that movie high.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ryan, what are your final thoughts on Oppenheimer?
I think it was really, really good. I mean, you can't. It's definitely not for everyone because it is very, very long. It's 3 hours flat, and it feels like it at times. But I think for the most part, this movie was just incredible because like everything's real for the most part. Like that, Nolan said there's no CGI shots in this, but there's shots with
There is no
enhancement.
CGI. There is VFX.
You think it's all VFX? Like even the
That's
end?
what he said. He's like there's VFX shot.
Yeah.
He's like there's not a single bit of CGI,
Okay.
which is incredible. I was watching
Yeah.
his
I mean, you
Google-
can do that. There's nothing like crazy. Like they're not showing dreams of launching nukes all over. It's nothing crazy like that. They can do
They
everything.
show exactly that.
They show one. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
The whole end of the movie is exactly what you just said.
Yeah, it's just having a panic attack. Yeah,
of
it's
a
great.
bunch of nukes.
Yeah. Anyways, no, I think this is a great movie, but just you can't go into this expecting like a war movie of like we're gonna go bomb the Japanese. You watch it. Like this is about making the bomb.
It's a
not
it-
about stopping. You know
I
what
will
mean?
say this is a legit horror movie at times. Like it's truly scary what comes out of it,
Mhm.
and like them explaining it is what makes it scary, and then knowing that this is still a very valid, very possibility
Yeah.
that could happen today. So
Mhm.
I think that's where I got like chills and stuff like that. So the
Yeah.
movie is it is
Do you have a score
dark
for it?
subject. It's not a happy.
No, not at
You're not
all.
gonna leave this movie smiling.
Mm-mm.
Unless you're thinking after like how I felt. I was just happy that the movie was good, so I was smiling.
Yeah.
But the product is not a happy product.
No. But did you say your score for this?
No,
You're not gonna say it.
no, it's your turn. I said it first
My
last
turn?
time.
All right, 92.
Oh, that's not bad at all. Mine's a 94.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah, the way you said it, I thought you were gonna be like 80s.
No, this movie's definitely a 90.
Yeah, 94.
Yeah.
Oh no,
just,
93 is what I wrote down.
Just like
I think talking about it made me like it more.
just like technically looking at it, it's incredible.
What'd you give Barbie? 84.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure we have all these down.
Go for it.
You gave Indiana Jones a 60 something, right?
I think so.
Like a 66?
57.
There's no way.
No, I think it's like a 62 or something. Maybe.
Damn. Keeps going down every time we talk about this movie.
It's all right.
Better than Crystal Skull and
Yeah.
Temple of Doom.
No, I like Temple of Doom a lot. Temple of Doom was the Indiana Jones movie I've seen the most
That's
because
fair.
that was always on as a kid for me,
I like the first and the third one the most. I love those two.
which is fair. I mean, I like the first one the most, but I think I've seen Temple of Doom the most times.
Fair enough. But moving on from that, what is your what is your suggestion of the week?
I had one and I forget it.
I have one.
Go for it.
I came on it because I just started it today.
Okay.
I recommend Snowfall. It's on Hulu and it is really good. It's about the selling of cocaine and it's on 6 seasons. It's critically adored and its audience adored. Yeah, it's my choice.
It's cool.
You're like, I got Spider-Man.
I'm gonna recommend Uh, you know what I'm gonna recommend?
What's that?
65.
Oh,
I'm just scrolling
have you
Netflix
seen
and I
it?
just saw it. Yeah, I saw it with you.
Oh, you were with me and Sean
Yeah.
and Ian. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was
Yeah,
the
it was
most
fun.
mid movie I've ever seen.
No, it's definitely mid. But if you want to just watch a guy shoot
It's pretty
dinosaurs for
cool.
an
Like
hour
it's a
and a half,
cool concept,
hmm
but I kind of wish that they didn't explain that it was dinosaurs.
yeah,
That would be pretty cool if I like went in. I was like, oh, it's just like a surviving aliens, and it was just dinosaurs.
yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
And it's the girl from Barbie too,
Oh my god,
real girl.
good
Yeah,
year for her.
yeah. She was Gamora and she was young Gamora in Infinity War.
Holy cow!
Yeah,
How did you know that?
dude.
I work on a film podcast.
Baller, dude. Come on. Who you talking to?
Well, thank you everyone for tuning in and listening to yet another episode of me and Ryan Selling It Idiots. Make sure to continue liking and sharing the podcast. We are available everywhere you find podcasts: YouTube, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, Spotify, TikTok. Go follow us on TikTok. TikTok's big and gets us a lot of views, but makes this show more possible. But yeah, what you do hate TikTok? You're in them though now because you have no choice.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ryan, you get to leave us off with the final
Um,
spiritual words to end this episode.
Thank you for listening.
Okay.
I'm sorry that Tommy's been staring at the camera for so long. I know it's uncomfortable, but
I'm gonna talk to them when I'm talking to them.
it's all right. Thank you for listening. Go see both of these movies. I still recommend Barbie first, then Oppenheimer. We already talked
Agreed.
about that in the beginning, but a lot of people were saying Oppenheimer then Barbie. I disagree with that, but it's up to you at the end of the day. But just see Barbie first. Much better choice. But yeah, see both these movies in the theater the way they should be seen. See Oppenheimer in IMAX if you can.
If you can, 70mm.
I thought it was only yesterday. There's a yesterday and today.
No, there's only certain theaters that are doing the IMAX 70mm.
Oh, I thought it was only for a certain amount of time.
It is. It's for like the first 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
then there's other theaters that are just I'm like KOP. Oh, the theater near us that we went to, it's the only one in
only one in
PA
Pennsylvania.
that
Yeah.
does 70mm.
Mhm.
So try and find one of your 70mm. It's giving away where we are anyway. But yeah, watch it, all of it. Watch Barbie in IMAX. Maybe that'd be cool.
Is it even showing in IMAX?
Probably not.
We got Mission Impossible and Oppenheimer.
No, that like
too.
lost all of its things to Oppenheimer.
Really?
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is punching a
Yeah,
wall
he
right
is.
now.
He's eating his popcorn, just like this
Yeah.
motherfucker stole my thing. How about that? Greta Gerwig saving the cinemas now.
Greta Gerwig's. She got that dog in her.
She's a great director.
She is great writer.
Great writer. Her and her partner.
Yeah.
Noah Baumbach. But yeah. You were supposed to end the episode. We went off on
Yeah. Don't watch Daredevil with Ben Affleck. Just watch these two movies, and we'll see you.
Don't listen to Ryan. Go check out Daredevil. It's on Hulu now.
Don't.
Thank you, Past Tommy, for that amazing intro. But before we get going, guys, we just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, BetterHelp. Getting to know yourself can be a lifelong process, especially because we're always growing and changing. From the time I was 22, which I am now, to the time I was 10, I've changed a lot. I used to be a very friendly, outgoing person. Even Ryan can vouch for this now. I'm not as friendly to some people, but I'm still need to change some things, and that's why I went to therapy, to learn why I acted the way I did and why I changed over time. But therapy is all about deepening your self-awareness and understanding, because sometimes we don't know what we want or why we react the way we did, like I would, until we talk through things. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who can take you on the journey of self-discovery from wherever you are. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/popcornpod today to get 10% off your first month. Again, that is BetterHelp, HELP.com/popcornpod, POPCORN pod. Again, thank you guys, and thank BetterHelp for sponsoring the show. And thank you guys for still tuning in every week and listening to whatever me and Ryan have to say. And we will see you all next week.